My chosen ones, something in your life has been changing behind the scenes, and you've been feeling it even if you couldn't fully explain it. There's a quiet knowing inside you that keeps telling you that the season you're stepping into will not look like the ones you've walked through before. You've carried a lot, learned a lot, released a lot, and now your spirit is finally rising to a place where your blessings can meet you without interference. This is the moment where everything begins to align in ways that once felt impossible. You've always moved through life a little differently, even when you didn't have the words for it. You sensed that you were being guided, shaped and strengthened in ways other people around you weren't. You're someone who feels things deeply. You don't take life lightly. You don't brush off spiritual nudges. You pay attention to your inner world, and that level of awareness has separated you for a long time. But what felt like isolation before is about to become the very reason you rise. You've had moments where you wondered why your path was more difficult or more quiet. You questioned why people didn't understand you or why you had to carry burdens alone. What you couldn't see at the time was that your spirit was being prepared to walk in strength, clarity and purpose. You weren't being excluded. You were being preserved. You weren't being ignored. You were being refined. Every delay, every setback, every confusing moment was shaping you into someone who could handle the blessings coming your way. You've also noticed that your perspective has shifted. Things that once drained you no longer have access to you. People who used to distract you no longer affect your energy. You don't tolerate chaos the way you once did. You're more discerning, more patient, more intentional. This is a sign of maturity. It's proof that you've outgrown old versions of yourself. And whenever someone outgrows old cycles, new seasons naturally begin to unfold. The work you've done internally is now creating changes in your external world. The prayers you whispered when you thought no one heard you were never wasted. The moments you held on to faith, even when your heart felt heavy built. Spiritual strength within you. You've shown endurance. You've shown discipline. You've shown trust. And heaven responds to people who refuse to give up, even when the path feels uncertain. This new season isn't random. It's connected to everything you've walked through. You're not entering it unprepared. You're entering it equipped. You're entering it with wisdom that came from experience. And because of that, you'll be able to recognize blessings, opportunities and divine signs that others might overlook. Your winning season isn't just coming. You've already stepped into the doorway of it. Now it's time to walk forward with confidence. My dear chosen ones, there's something most people never realize about stepping into a new season. It isn't the blessing itself that takes the longest. It's the preparation of the person receiving it. And my friend, that has been the story of your journey for a long time. You weren't waiting for your blessing. Your blessing was waiting for you to become the person who could carry it without losing yourself in the process. You've had situations that forced you to grow faster than you expected. You faced disappointments that felt like they came out of nowhere. You watched doors close that you thought were meant for you. At the time, it felt unfair. It felt confusing. It felt like you were being pushed backward instead of forward. But what you didn't see was how these moments were shaping your character and strengthening your spirit. You had to learn how to set healthier boundaries. You had to learn how to recognize when someone didn't deserve access to your energy. You had to learn how to protect your peace. You had to learn patience, discipline, and focus. You even had to learn how to let go of things that you loved but were no longer aligned with the person you were becoming. None of that was easy, but all of it was necessary. Think about how many things you used to tolerate that you no longer allow near your life. Think about how you no longer chase what doesn't value you. Think about how you don't settle for things that drain your spirit or distract you from your purpose. These changes didn't happen overnight. They were the result of seasons where you were tested, stretched, and challenged. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. And now that you've reached a level of clarity, the things meant for you can finally approach you without interference. God doesn't place blessings into places that aren't ready. He doesn't send opportunities into environments that would crush you spiritually. He waits until your foundation is strong enough to hold what He's bringing your way. Your breakthrough felt delayed because it needed you to rise into a new version of yourself. The version that stands here now. The version that uses wisdom instead of impulse. The version that knows when to walk away. The version that can see through manipulation and recognize spiritual truth. The version that can tell the difference between a distraction and a blessing. And here's the part many chosen ones don't understand. When your inner world shifts, your outer world has no choice but to follow. You've already done most of the necessary work. You've cleared out old patterns, old fears, old attachments. That's why you've been feeling lighter, more confident and more aware lately. These are signs that your blessings are close. Very close. You're not behind. You're not late. You're perfectly aligned with the timeline meant for you. There comes a point in every chosen one's journey when the shift becomes impossible to ignore. It doesn't show up as fireworks or loud announcements. It usually arrives as quiet changes in your heart, your mindset and your surroundings. And if you've been paying attention, you've already noticed these signs showing up in your life one by one. The first sign is the peace you've been feeling lately. Not the kind of peace that comes from everything being perfect around you, but the kind that settles in your chest even when life is still unfolding. You might not have every answer, but you don't feel anxious the way you once did. Something inside you has grown calmer. This is a sign that your spirit is aligning with what's coming. Peace is often the first indicator that heaven is clearing the path ahead of you. Another sign is that you no longer feel pulled towards situations that drain you. You can feel when someone's energy is wrong even before they speak. You sense when a place doesn't sit right with your spirit. You catch yourself saying no more easily, not from frustration but from self-respect. This is a powerful shift. It shows that you're finally living from a place of clarity, not survival. You may also notice that certain people have been drifting out of your life. Some left quietly, others left after conflict. It might have felt personal at the time, but it wasn't. It was spiritual alignment at work. God removes people who can't go where you're going. Some relationships kept you tied to old versions of yourself. Letting them go created space for connections that match the season you're stepping into. Another sign is the strength of your intuition. You're hearing your inner guidance louder than before. You're catching red flags early. You're recognizing opportunities faster. You're understanding the difference between a temporary feeling and a divine nudge. This is what happens when your spirit grows in maturity. You don't guess anymore. You discern. You may also feel a sudden motivation to improve your habits. You want to take better care of your body, your time, and your environment. You feel pushed to be more disciplined, more organized, or more intentional. This isn't random. It's preparation. When blessings approach, your spirit naturally urges you to level up so you can receive them properly. And then there's the biggest sign. Things that once felt impossible now feel reachable. You're seeing small breakthroughs. You're finding opportunities you didn't search for. You're experiencing moments of favor you can't explain. These are confirmations that the season you prayed for is now unfolding. In front of you, you're not imagining these changes. You're evolving, and your life is responding to that evolution. My chosen one, stepping into a winning season is powerful, but staying in it requires awareness. Many chosen ones don't realize that the biggest obstacles they face aren't always external. Sometimes it's the habits, fears, and patterns they've carried from past seasons without noticing. And if these aren't addressed, they can slow down or block the blessings that are meant to move freely into your life. One of the main ways chosen ones sabotage themselves is by doubting their own worth. You've prayed for big blessings, but there were times you questioned whether you truly deserved them. You second-guessed your progress. You compared your timing to others. You downplayed your gifts. You apologize for your light. These small moments of doubt create internal resistance. When your mind doesn't believe you're worthy, it becomes harder for you to receive what is already yours. Another way is holding on to old survival patterns. When you've spent years navigating pain, disappointment, or instability, your mind learns to expect the worst. Even when good things come your way, part of you stays guarded. You wait for something to go wrong. You prepare for loss, even when support is present. This mindset served a purpose in the past, but it doesn't fit your new season. Your blessings need a space where trust can grow, not a space that keeps replaying old fears. Some chosen ones also sabotage themselves through overthinking. Instead of taking steps forward, they spend too much time worrying, analyzing, or trying to predict every possible outcome. This creates delay. Opportunities move quickly, and sometimes all you need is the courage to take the first step. Overthinking tries to keep you safe, but in reality, it keeps you stuck. Another challenge is staying connected to environments that stunt your growth. When God elevates you, not everyone can go with you, but holding on to certain people out of comfort, history, or guilt can slow you down. Their energy can interfere with your clarity. Their habits can influence your discipline. Their negativity can affect your spirit. Your winning season requires you to protect your space more carefully than ever before. There's also a subtle form of self-sabotage that many chosen ones never notice. Speaking against their own blessings, saying things like, "It's too good to be true," or "People like me don't get opportunities like that," creates spiritual friction. Your words carry power. Your season listens to what you speak, and if your language contradicts your desires, the blessing gets delayed. But here's the good news. You're becoming more aware of these patterns. You've already started letting go of habits that no longer fit the person you're becoming. You're catching yourself sooner. You're redirecting your thoughts. You're recognizing when fear tries to take over. That awareness alone shows that you're ready to receive what's next. You don't need to be perfect to receive your blessings. You just need to be willing to grow into them. You're already doing that. Dear chosen ones, the mind of a chosen one is one of the strongest tools they have, and the season you're stepping into will depend heavily on how you think. Breakthroughs don't just show up because you hope for them. They arrive when your thoughts, beliefs, and actions come into agreement with the future God is guiding you toward. This is why your mindset matters so much right now. One of the most powerful shifts you've already started making is refusing to let fear control your decisions. Fear used to stop you in the past. It kept you quiet when you needed to speak. It held you back when opportunities appeared. It convinced you that staying comfortable was safer than growing. But now you've begun to challenge fear instead of obeying it. You're learning that courage doesn't mean the fear disappears. It means you move forward anyway. Another mindset that attracts breakthroughs is believing that what you want is possible for you. Not someday, not maybe, but now. Chosen ones often struggle with this because they're used to fighting through difficulties. They get so used to surviving that receiving feels unfamiliar. But your new season won't require you to fight the same battles. It will require you to expect better, think bigger, and trust that what's for you can't be taken away. There's also a shift happening in how you view yourself. You're starting to see your value more clearly. You no longer shrink to make others comfortable. You no longer hide your gifts. You no longer downplay your growth. This confidence isn't arrogance. It's alignment. When you finally see yourself the way God sees you, doors begin to open naturally. Opportunities recognize people who walk with purpose. Another key mindset change is releasing the need to control everything. You've learned that trying to micromanage every detail only leads to stress. There were moments when you wanted answers immediately, but life forced you to trust the process. That trust is now becoming strength. You're starting to understand that divine timing isn't late. It's perfect. And when you stop forcing outcomes, you create space for blessings to unfold smoothly. You've also begun to think from abundance instead of lack. Instead of saying, "I don't have enough," you're learning to say, "More is on the way." Instead of believing opportunities are rare, you're realizing that your path will always be supplied. This mindset doesn't come from wishful thinking. It comes from spiritual maturity. You've seen too much, survived too much, and grown too much to doubt that you're supported. Another part of your mindset shift is embracing responsibility. You understand that your future is shaped by your choices. You're taking ownership of your healing, your habits, and your growth. You're choosing discipline over distraction. You're choosing wisdom over impulse. This level of maturity is exactly what prepares you for consistent breakthroughs. Your thoughts are aligning. Your perspective is sharpening. Your spirit is stabilizing. This is why your season is changing so quickly. My dear chosen ones, one of the most exciting parts of stepping into your winning season is seeing favor appear in ways you never expected. Favor is not just luck. It is God's hand moving in your life to position you for opportunities, connections, and breakthroughs that match your growth. And chosen ones, once you align your mindset and actions, favor becomes almost unavoidable. The first way favor shows up is through timing. Things start happening at exactly the right moment. Even when it doesn't seem like you're in control, opportunities appear just when you need them. Doors open that once seemed locked. People enter your life who bring clarity, resources, or encouragement at precisely the right time. This isn't coincidence, it's divine orchestration. Favor also appears in unexpected assistance. You might notice help coming from sources you didn't anticipate. Maybe someone reaches out to offer guidance. A mentor appears just when you're struggling to find direction, or resources arrive that make a project easier than you imagined. These moments are proof that heaven is orchestrating your path. Pay attention because sometimes the signs are subtle, a call, a message, or a small gesture that opens a much larger door. Another sign of favor is a shift in people's responses toward you. Where you once faced resistance or doubt, you now encounter acceptance, cooperation, and even encouragement. People notice your integrity, your calm confidence, and the energy you carry. Your reputation precedes you, and that's the power of favor at work. It attracts people who are aligned with your purpose and opens paths that weren't available before. Favor can also show up as alignment with your skills and opportunities. Suddenly, projects, roles, or relationships appear that feel tailor-made for your abilities. What used to be a struggle now feels natural. Your talents are recognized and utilized in ways that amplify your impact. This is not by chance, it's the universe, God, or whatever you call the divine, bringing your efforts into alignment with rewards. Sometimes favor even works in small daily ways. Traffic lights change just in time. Conversations happen that give insight you needed. A quiet moment provides clarity that prevents a costly mistake. These micro moments of divine timing are part of the larger pattern of your breakthrough. Learning to recognize them helps you stay aware and grateful, which only increases your alignment with more significant blessings. The key is to remain open and engaged. Favor doesn't always appear as a grand gesture. Often it's subtle and requires you to stay attentive to the signs around you. Your intuition will guide you to recognize the doors meant for you, and your discernment will help you step through them with confidence. Chosen one, the season you're entering isn't just about receiving blessings, it's about recognizing them, welcoming them, and moving in harmony with them. As favor increases, your responsibility also increases. To act intentionally, to respond with gratitude, and to use what comes your way wisely. My chosen one, now that you've begun to experience favor and alignment, it's important to understand that blessings respond to the energy you carry. Chosen ones, this season isn't just about receiving, it's about sustaining. The way you think, feel, and act creates a frequency that either attracts more or repels what is meant for you. Your inner energy has become a magnet, and it's critical that you manage it carefully. One of the first ways to maintain this energy is by protecting your peace. When you feel calm, focused, and centered, you create a space where blessings can enter effortlessly. Chaos, drama, and unnecessary conflict disrupt this energy and can block the flow. That's why you've been learning to step away from toxic situations and people who drain your spirit. You've learned that protecting your peace is not selfish, it's strategic. Your energy is sacred, and the more you guard it, the stronger your alignment becomes. Another key to sustaining your energy is staying connected to your purpose. Every action, thought, and decision should reflect the person you've been working to become. When you act in alignment with your highest self, your blessings accelerate. Conversely, when you act out of fear, doubt, or laziness, opportunities can slow down or pass you by. Your purpose is your anchor. It keeps you steady even when external circumstances feel uncertain. Gratitude is another powerful tool for maintaining energy. The act of appreciating what you already have creates a momentum that invites more. Simple acknowledgement of the progress you've made, the people who support you, and the lessons you've learned lifts your spirit and opens doors. Even during challenging moments, focusing on what's working shifts your vibration from scarcity to abundance, which is exactly where your blessings thrive. Your focus also plays a crucial role. You've seen how easily distractions can pull you off course. In this season, it's even more important to stay intentional about where you direct your attention. Don't let fear, doubt, or envy hijack your thoughts. Choose to focus on opportunities, solutions, and the vision of the life you're manifesting. Your focus signals to the universe and to yourself what matters most. Self-discipline is another essential element. Keeping a consistent routine, prioritizing growth, and maintaining spiritual practices like prayer, meditation, or reflection ensures that your energy remains high. When you consistently feed your mind, body, and spirit, you stay aligned with the frequency that allows blessings to continue flowing without interruption. Finally, generosity of spirit strengthens your energy. When you lift others, offer support, and contribute without expectation, you create an energetic circulation that multiplies your blessings. The universe rewards those who act from alignment, not self-interest. Your energy becomes a channel for abundance, and the more aligned you are, the more blessings can enter without resistance. My chosen one, as powerful as alignment, mindset, and energy are, blessings require movement. The universe, God, or divine timing responds to action as much as faith. Chosen one, now is the time to step forward boldly, because the next phase of your season will demand that you do more than just prepare. You must act in harmony with the opportunities coming your way. The first step is to recognize the opportunities before you. You may feel nudged to apply for a new position. Reach out to someone, start a project, or embrace a path you've been hesitant about. These nudges aren't random, they are confirmations. Your intuition is guiding you to take deliberate steps toward your goals. The key is not to overanalyze or wait for perfect conditions. Bold action requires trusting the timing and stepping forward anyway. Next, understand that fear will always try to show up at this stage. Fear may whisper that you're not ready, that you might fail, or that you shouldn't risk what you already have. These thoughts are natural, but they are also signs that you are stepping into growth. Chosen ones have learned that courage is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. Your next step must come even if your heart feels shaky. Bold action also means leaving comfort zones behind. The new season is not built in old spaces. You may have to take risks, break routines, or adopt new ways of thinking and doing. The life you've been praying for won't arrive by repeating yesterday's habits. Growth demands effort, and your movement signals to the universe that you are ready to receive what you've been waiting for. Another aspect of taking bold action is committing to consistent steps. It's not only about one big leap, it's about showing up daily with intention. Apply, create, connect, learn, and position yourself for success. Each small effort compounds into significant results over time. This is the principle behind divine alignment. The universe rewards consistent, intentional movement. Don't forget to act with integrity and intention. Your actions must align with your spiritual values and your highest self. Chosen ones attract blessings when their steps match their purpose. Actions taken without alignment may bring temporary gain but won't sustain the long-term growth you're meant for. Finally, take action in faith, not desperation. Move because you trust the process, not because you're anxious or trying to force results. Faith-filled action carries a vibration that resonates with the energy of your blessings, while desperation often pushes opportunities away. Your confidence, even when small, signals to the universe that you are ready to receive and steward what comes next. Remember, your winning season requires both preparation and participation. You've been ready for this moment, and now it's time to move intentionally into it. My chosen one. Here we are, chosen one. You've prepared, aligned, and acted. Now comes the final and most beautiful part. Fully embracing your breakthrough and stepping into the life that has been waiting for you. This is not just about receiving blessings. It's about integrating them and allowing yourself to live in the fullness of who you've become. The first step in embracing your breakthrough is acknowledging your growth. Look back at the person you were before this journey began. Notice the fears you've overcome, the patterns you've released, and the wisdom you've gained. Every struggle, every moment of patience, and every lesson learned has led you to this season. Recognize that your breakthrough is not a gift without effort. It's the natural result of your persistence, alignment, and faith. Next, step into your new identity. You are no longer the version of yourself who doubted or hesitated. You are someone who has been refined, strengthened, and prepared for what is coming. Stand tall in this truth. Walk forward confidently, knowing that the opportunities, relationships, and experiences now entering your life are in perfect alignment with your highest good. Your breakthrough is not temporary. It is a reflection of the person you've become. Gratitude continues to play a pivotal role. Even as new blessings arrive, take time to appreciate the journey and the support you've received along the way. Gratitude keeps your vibration high and ensures that the flow of blessings continues. Simple acknowledgements, thankful thoughts, words, or gestures open the door for even greater abundance. Another critical element is trust in divine timing. Your life may not look exactly as you imagined it, and some blessings may manifest in ways you don't immediately recognize. Stay patient and confident. Trust that the universe, God, or your guiding force knows exactly what you need and when you need it. Surrender the need to control every outcome, and watch how effortlessly life begins to align. Integration is also key. Your breakthrough will challenge you to adjust, adapt, and rise to new responsibilities. Whether it's a new career, relationship, or spiritual path, embrace it fully. Match your actions with the opportunities you receive. Show up authentically, honor your values, and engage with your blessings as someone who knows they are worthy. Finally, remember that your transformation is ongoing. The season of receiving is just one part of your journey. Continue nurturing your mind, body, and spirit. Continue practicing discernment, gratitude, and courage. Continue aligning your actions with your purpose. This is how you sustain the victories you've worked so hard to manifest. Chosen one, your winning season is no longer coming, it is here. Embrace it, live it, and step boldly into your life. You've earned this. You've grown into this, and now, everything you've been praying for, preparing for, and working toward is unfolding perfectly. Your breakthrough is real and your life is transforming. Stay present, stay grateful, and keep moving forward with faith. If this message resonated, like, share, and subscribe to continue your journey. Your next chapter is already waiting. Step into it fully.